everyone, and welcome to What's Poppin' on TBS efm. Guess who is back in town? Brian Ju is back. Yes, and I want to apologize to everyone who was expecting me here yesterday, but this time it was not my fault. You have to understand, I didn't oversleep. I wasn't lazy. Unfortunately, on my way to the airport, I actually got in a little fender bender, which caused me to be delayed to come back to Korea because I had to file a police report and all that stuff. It took a while. But then, I got on the next flight that I could. But thanks to Lynn from the Wonder Girls, again, for helping me out in a pinch. I know it was not easy, being called last minute and be like, can you be the DJ because Brian can't make it today? And she's always reliable, and she's always there to help me out. So thank you so much, Lim. I really appreciate it. And for your help, next time get you a little gift, whatever you want. Nothing too expensive, but something, that I could afford. Anyways, since I am back, you guys know who the number one DJ here at TBS efm. No, not Steve Hatherley. No, not, I can't think of names. Not Alex. Sorry, guys. I know you guys are probably listening. You're probably mad at me, but it's me, Brian Joe. Well, I'm number one for this hour, of course. But anyways, we got to get the show started. And since I am number one, I want to play this next song, and I dedicate it to myself. This is Boa with Number One, the English version. That was Boa with Number One. And you guys are tuning into What's Poppin' with Brian Ju. We're on TBS efm 101.3 in Seoul and surrounding areas, and GFN 98.7 in Gwangju and 93.7 in Yeosu. Now, how do you get in contact with us here at What's Poppin'? It's pretty simple. You can send us a text to sharp or pound 1013 for a charge of 51, or send us a tweet at TBS What's Poppin', or send us an email at efmpoppin@gmail.com. You can also send us a Kakao message if you add TBS EFM as a plus friend. We've been telling you guys and updating you guys on the plus friend thing. So if you guys want, send it in because it's free to text us and send pictures and whatnot. Alrighty, so if you want to say hello, send us a request, please do, because we're live today. I forgot to mention, since we are live today, I know most Thursday we actually pre-record, but since we are live today, you can also call the studio at 02-778-1013. And if you're lucky, we'll even put you on air. Alrighty, with that said, I also want to mention one more thing, of course. You guys know that Open Studio is usually pre-recorded on Wednesdays, but guess what? We're going to actually pre-record our Open Studio today. Yeah, so today after our live show, around 10:45, if you guys get here by 10:45, we're going to start recording at 11 a.m. for tomorrow's Open Studio. So please come down to TBS to see Brian Ju do his thing. Alrighty, we'll be here with Eugene and Olivia, of course, and the whole What's Poppin' family. And for the rest of the week, next week, actually, we're going to go back to our normal schedule with our Open Studio, which will be on Wednesdays. So starting next week, we'll back to our normal schedule. But if you want more information, or if you want to let us know that you're coming in, please send us an email to efmpoppin@gmail.com. Alrighty, with that said, now it's time for the Word Up Word of the Day. Well, the first song of the day was Number One by Boa, of course. So what could today's word of the day be? Now, you guys know that boa, of course, is her Korean name, but in English, a boa is a kind of snake. So, would we use snake as a word of the day? And a snake is what? A reptile? Could it be a reptile? Nah. Now, thinking about number one, what's one word that you can describe that's kind of means the same thing? You know, when you say someone's your number one or the number one at something. In this case, since I just came back from the CrossFit Games, number one to me is Rich Froning, who is the number one athlete at the Games this year for the male individual athlete. So he is the best. Yes, the best. So today's word of the day will be best. So all of our songs in the first half will contain the word best in the title. Now, if you're thinking about requests, remember, you guys don't always have to find a song with the word best in it, but try to relate the word somehow, like in your tweet or something like, I love this song, it's the best, or this song is something I listen to with my best friend, something related somewhat. Don't just be like tweeting us and ask us, can you play this song? I'm like, no relation to the word at all today, so try to keep a relation to the word of the day. Now, for me, I'd have to choose every Michael Jackson song, but then it'd be a Michael Jackson special. But since we are using the word best, we're going to play the best song ever made. And the song actually is by One Direction. All you little teeny bopper lovers out there, check it out. This is One Direction with Best Song Ever. That was One Direction with Best Song Ever. Now, coming up on today's show, it's Thursday, so that means Eugene will be here for Poppin' News with some crazy, crazy stories far out in, the motherland and everywhere in the world. And half the stuff that he talks about, actually everything he talks about is true, or technically everyone says is true. We don't know exact details on all the news that he brings. But if you listen to it, you get shocked. Like some of the news that Eugene talked about in the past, it was redonkulous. But if you want to find out what happens for Poppin' News, you got to stay tuned for the second half of our show. So don't touch that dial. Now, all right, now we're going to go back into a song. And I know you guys are probably thinking, are you going to do drive-in style again with the movies and stuff? But we gotta play songs from movies because certain movies have great songs to them. And today's movie I want to talk to you about was a 1980s film starring, I don't know if you know these names, Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita. Now, Pat Morita, a.k.a. everyone knows him as Mr. Miyagi. That was a character he played in the movie. And Ralph Macchio was also Daniel-san. Yes, a.k.a. the Karate Kid. And if you look at the movie today, you realize it's pretty dated and it's totally 80s style, you know, when back in the day when he used to use words like radical and gnarly. And if you don't know what I'm talking about for you guys nowadays, you know, people don't know about the 80s. Think about like big frizzy hair, you know, leg warmers, what else is there? You know, crazy Halloween parties where you don't know what to go as and you, at the last minute, go disguised as a shower. That's what Daniel-san did in the movie. I don't know why, yes. But one thing's for sure, nothing says 1980s like the song, you know, I am the tiger. Yes, it was a great song, but there's one song that I think they're trying to make it like that kind of song without actually being the same song. So, I mean, you guys be the judge. Check it out. I know this is not Cray Cray Wednesdays, but it wasn't the best song, but it's a good song still. So check it out. This is from the Karate Kid soundtrack. This is Joe Esposito with You're the Best. Once again, that was Joe Esposito with You're the Best. Now, what do you guys think? Do you think it's incomparable to the Eye of the Tiger? Not sure. I mean, it's not a bad song. It's just Eye of the Tiger is so embedded into our heads as one of those, you know, pump you up songs, especially because Eye of the Tiger was like, you know, came out and back in the 80s as well, and everyone was pumped and wanted to go boxing or pretty much outdoor sports with that song. So this song is just, you know, saying that you're the best. It doesn't really pump you up. It just says you're the best over and over again. Anyways, I don't want to be too, you know, judgmental on the track, but it's still a good song. Still a good song. But right now I want to go with some Twitter comments because I know I didn't go over earlier because we're live today. Alrighty, we got one from Ria Pascasio. She says, it is Thursday, so we probably can't. Oh, okay, no. That was a retweet from ours. I just wanted to mention that as well. Today is Thursday, and we have Poppin' news today, so that means we can't really play that many requests. I know I told you guys to send in requests. We'll try to play songs that you guys request in the second half. We'll try, but most likely, since we already have this track list set up, we'll have to play those songs for you guys. But we're still live, so it means you guys can still, you know, send us shout outs and stuff, and I'll try to read in between every song and everything we do today. Right now, we're actually going over some Twitter comments as well. Let's see. Ebony wrote, I've missed you. Can you and Eugene please play Unbreakable by Kim Hyun-jung? Because it's the best by Kim. Please and 감사합니다. Well, thank you very much for missing me, and I miss you guys as well. But like I said, we'll try to squeeze in some requests today because we do have Poppin' News for you guys. And that's very important because Poppin' News updates you guys on what's going on, crazy things in the world. Also, Sylvia wrote, welcome back, DJ Brian. So excited to hear your voice live on air. Well, thank you very much. It feels good to be back. Although it's a little humid, because one thing I love about Cali weather, it's hot during the day, but dry heat. And then in the evening, it's nice and cool. You know, you could just have the window open, you can fall asleep, you know, be comfortable. But here you have to have the AC on because it gets really muggy and sticky here. Alrighty. Also, the addict, BFF Asiatic wrote, Brian, welcome back. I missed you. Thank you guys. I mean, all these warm welcomes mean so much to me that, you know, you guys actually didn't give up on me and change stations and go to another DJ. And then I'm back. That's all I got to say to you guys. Who else? There's so many people. Alrighty, 4 new interactions coming in. I love Brian wrote, 왕자님 함께해서 더 즐거운, what is it? What's Poppin? 듣고 있어요. Oh, that threw me off guard. What's Poppin in Korean? I didn't expect that. And then we have some tweets from all, like, Japan, China. I can't read Chinese or Japanese, so I'm so sorry, you guys. Also, one more. Pyolin wrote, oh my gosh, Brian, I really want to, but I'm so dead. Next time I'll make sure to tune in. Love you, fighting. Well, next time, yes, if you get a chance to, please tune in. Because, you know, you don't know what you're missing. And I'm back. That's what's more important. All right, but right now we're going to get into the last song of the first half of our show. And of course, in the second half, we got, like I said, we got Poppin news, we got paparazzi, so stay tuned for that. The last song, the first half, is Mama Knows Best by Jessie J. Now, the thing about this song I like is if you listen carefully, Jessie J is saying that her mama said to her man, or said to her that her man was playing her. And of course, Jessie J didn't listen. But it turns out Mama was right. And Jessie J ain't having it no more. She ain't having that no more. She had attitude. And I just realized, all you ladies out there, when your mama gives you advice, listen to her advice sometimes. Because sometimes mama can be right. I know she's not right all the time because certain mothers just want to, give their opinion and they want to sound like they're right. But then, mama knows best, especially for girls. When you're having boyfriends in a relationship, you introduce the male to your parents. Your mama's going to be like, oh, that dude is wrong for you. So listen to your mama, because mama knows best. So check it out. This is Jessie J with Mama Knows Best. Welcome back to What's Poppin', and now it's time for paparazzi. Now, we have a little bit of relationship gossip involving one of our substitute hosts here on this show. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking like, Eugene? Lim? Are they dating? No, because Eugene was never a substitute. He actually just played a song for me one day I was late. And Lim, a little too young for Eugene anyway. Eugene's married, y'all. I'm just clearing things up. Eugene's married. I don't want Eugene's wife calling me and be like, we're going to sail, and get all mad at me. That's not going to happen. And I'm pretty sure Lim likes, younger boys anyway. But we're talking about somebody from back in the day when the show used to be called The Drive-In. So I'm talking about Lisa. Yes. Now, Lisa was substitute for me last year for about 3 weeks when I was in LA doing a musical. So, what's Lisa's big drama? Well, it appears she's broken up with her boyfriend of 3 years, Mr. Actor Song Chang-yi. His agency confirmed that the two of them completed their performances for the musical that they're both casted in, which was called Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, back in April. And they ended their relationship shortly after that as well. And the agency also said that they don't know the exact reason for the breakup, but that they will likely remain good friends, which, usually happens with the musical actors. Even though they date, they stay good friends. It's kind of sad because people were really hoping that these two were going to be like a power couple of all the musical actors. They met and started dating while they both worked on the musical 광화문 Sonata in 2011 and have been working closely ever since. Now, Song Chang-yi is currently starring in another musical, Hedwig and the Angry Inch, while Lisa will be starring alongside some Idol stars, of course, in the musical Bonnie and Clyde this September. So if you guys are fans of both actors, please, I urge you guys to go out and see them in the musicals because they're great, talented actors. Vocally, they're great. Acting's great. And Lisa is always going to be, in my heart. She's always been there. We've been the same label in the past, and we've just been really tight for a very long time. And I owe her a lot for taking 3 weeks out of her time to actually substitute for our show. But with that said, we're going to play a song for you guys from the musical that they're in together, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. This is the song called Song of the King. All right, y'all, this is What's Poppin', and now it's time for Poppin' News. But before we get into the news, Eugene's here with me right now. I want to introduce Eugene. What's up, Eugene?
What's up, Brian?
Did that song not freak you out? I thought the song ended like 10 times.
Yeah, like we kept putting our headphones back on. Oh, we gotta go on now. But it's like stopping because it's a musical.
It's a musical, and they have dialogue in between the song. But I mean, it was like they stopped the song for a good 2 seconds. We're like, oh, is it over? But I'm looking at the time. There's still like 30 seconds, 40 seconds left, and then start singing again.
Right. It's like, Pharaoh, I understand the part about the cows, but I was like, wait, what?
And then all of a sudden they're singing, Pharaoh, and they start singing again.
Have you seen that musical before?
No, I did not see that musical.
Okay, I've heard it was really good, and Lisa was in it, and she urged me to come and see it, but
did you see when she was in it?
No.
See, guys, that's one thing about Eugene. He's a great guy, but if you beg him to come to your show, he only comes to mine.
No, I would like to go to that. And for the record, I am not dating Lim from the Wonder Girls.
For the record, we all know that.
I love you, honey, my wife. She would. I don't want her to get angry at me, of course.
Okay. But when you said I love you, honey, I was thinking, you just said I love you to Lim on air?
Well, no, of course not. Although she does like my eyelashes. She told me that. So.
She likes your eyelashes?
Yes.
Of everything that she could pick, eyelashes.
My super long eyelashes. They're very luscious or something.
If you were single, that just proves you guys would never date. If she chose your eyelashes.
Okay, all right.
Most people say, I love your heart, I love your personality, but she chose your eyelash.
Well, I don't know if she knows me that well,
That is true.
But anyway, before we get into the news today, I want to give you a few updates. First one is the podcasts are now up to date as far as Monday. So it's been a long time since I've actually updated them, but we're able to do that today. So up until Monday of this week, we have the podcast ready. And earlier you read a tweet. You wanted to read a tweet from Maki5, but it was in Japanese. So I will read it for you.
Okay.
It says, Fighting! ブライアンの声がラジオから聞こえてきて嬉しいです。Why?
They're gonna read it in English. I don't know what you
That
said.
means, fighting, Brian. When I hear your voice on the radio, it makes me very happy.
Aw, thank you very much.
Yes,
well, I'm
so-
glad that my voice can make people happy because it doesn't really make me happy all the time.
Yeah, well, why not?
Like, it's like everybody. Do you like to hear your own voice?
I like to hear my voice to see how I can improve upon my radio experience. You know
Oh,
what
in
I
that
mean?
way,
Yes.
professionally, yeah. I'm talking about just like regular. When I first recorded and became a singer, I was like,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Oh, there's a tweet that came up. I'm not going to read it because of the word that she used.
Oh.
Do you see that?
Holy. Here.
Yeah, we can't say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you for sending that anyway. Let's get into the first news, shall we?
Yes,
this one
let's
comes
do it.
from the website called orange.co.uk, and the title is "The World's Fastest Rubik's Cube King is Crowned." You know what the Rubik's Cube is, right?
Of course. I hate that little thing.
You hate it? Can you solve it?
Never.
Never.
I don't have the patience to. I know I tried it, but I was like, forget it. Yellow, red, green, who cares?
I have it figured out, but my fastest time is under a minute.
What?
Yeah, seriously, I can do it in under a minute.
Wow.
I've done a lot of practicing, but
잘난 척하기는.
that does not compare
Uh-huh.
to the winner of the competition that took place over, I guess, last weekend. He finished on an average time of 8.18 seconds.
What?
His fastest time was 7.36 seconds. And of course, the Rubik's Cube competition, they have many different competitions in there. There's a 3x3 competition, the 4x4 competition, and then all these other different types of cubes, because there's many different kinds that the company makes, right?
Oh my god! I only thought there was like the regular Rubik's Cube, like the little
The 3x3.
square.
Yeah, the 3x3. But there's also like ones with more squares in there. That makes it even harder. The man's name, he's from Australia. His name is Felix Demdegs. He is the 2013 Rubik's Cube World Champion. And it's a 3-day event.
I didn't know they had an actual competition. For
Yeah, they do. They
Rubik's
do. It's
Cube.
really amazing. It's like a big convention of,
Smart
I guess you
people.
call them cubists or cube enthusiasts, right? There's an actual name for them. There were 575 competitors from 37 different countries, and they did this in Las Vegas.
Now, question is, what do you get if you win a Rubik's Cube competition?
I don't know for sure. I think I read a while ago that if you win this, you get a scholarship for college. So it encourages the kids to like get good at the Rubik's
But
Cube.
what if the person who solves it's like a 65-year-old man?
Well, then I guess they'll give him money to give to charity or something. But I think usually it's popular with the younger kids or people below the age of 20, you know?
Okay.
Because a lot of older people, they don't really have time to sit around and do the cube that much.
Alrighty.
Right? Okay. But it's pretty interesting. So that is the first news. Oh, there's another competition in there. You can also solve it with one hand, solve it with your feet, and you can
Ew.
solve it blindfolded. So there are some people that can actually do it. They look at the cube, put the blindfold on, and then they solve it. That is crazy. So I don't think I could do any of those.
I
ever.
couldn't even do it even if you offered me $10 million. You know, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I can't.
$10 million? I would make you do that.
No, but blindfolded?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, probably
You got to
not.
see the colors and everything.
Probably not. Okay, so let's go on to the next news. This is a little bit depressing. Judging from the title of the news, this comes from the Huffington Post. It says,
Ew! I just saw the title.
Dog eats paralyzed man's man part.
Why?
So you can see what that means. I'll tell you a little bit more about the story. This takes place in Truman, Arkansas, which is, Arkansas is a pretty rural area. There was a man who adopted a white fluffy dog.
Okay.
He named the dog White Fluffy, and he is paralyzed from the waist down.
Okay.
Right. So he went to sleep with the puppy on his, or I guess the dog on his chest. He woke up. He said he felt shooting pains in his chest.
Okay.
Because he can't feel from the legs down. So after a while, he noticed that the dog had bitten off something. Yes, and
Wow, I didn't know that
burning
could
pain in
happen.
his midsection. It's really bad. So he adopted the dog. What happened to the dog is they had to actually take it to be
Dog pound?
Euthanized, I suppose. Yeah, they didn't take it to the dog pound. He adopted it from the pound, but after it attacked him, well, I guess you can't really say it attacked him, but I mean, still, it is a very vicious attack. And I am getting tired of talking about this, actually. So I hope that anyone who has dogs, don't be afraid of them. And, hopefully...
Wait, so the dog was put to sleep?
Yes, it was euthanized.
Aww.
But... if the dog did that to you, probably you would do that, right?
Or you could just put it in the pound and let it live with, the other dogs in the pound.
But when you put the dog in the pound, you know what happens to it, right? It has a specific amount of time. But anyway, so that is the first two stories of the Poppin news.
Okay.
So what do you think about the Rubik's Cube thing? I want to talk about that more. Like, if you could...
To be honest, I'm not really a Rubik's Cube fan, so whenever I saw it at my friends' houses... I didn't use it to try to solve. I would just use it to throw at people. I know it's not safe. I was younger. I was like in 8th grade, 7th grade, and I'm like, because you would do it, and you're like, it's annoying, and you just chuck it. That's what I would do.
Well, I have a few friends that got really, really good at it, and things they would do was even they'd put lubrication on it to make it move faster, so they could increase their time and everything.
So, no offense, but this is like a nerd thing to do, isn't it?
I guess
so. To know to put lube on it just to lubricate it and make it softer and...
There's an official way to hold it, too, to make it faster. Like, you're supposed to manipulate it with only your index fingers while you hold it with your thumbs.
There are so many know-hows of this Rubik's Cube thing that I did not know about.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. There's also, lots of imitation cubes that are out there that people say, you have to use the actual real one, when it doesn't really matter, but...
for me, if somebody asked me to start a Rubik's Cube competition, I'd rather just lift weights.
Yeah, that's probably better.
Yes.
Probably much
Which
better.
was a very fun experience when I was in the States. If you came, it would have been fun. I had a great time at the games.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, what are the games about? I mean, some of the competitions they had this year, redonkulous. Like, the weights, the events, the stuff that people had to do was just crazy. But I had a great time.
That's good.
Do you notice I'm a little dark?
Yes. Every time you come back from the U.S., you look a little darker.
You can see my back. My back, I look like a lobster.
Really? Well, how so? Because you're red.
Because I'm red, exactly. Because the thing is, I was there from like 8 a.m. to like 8 p.m. with my shirt off, walking around the stadium. And it's an outdoor stadium. So
I see. An outdoor stadium.
StubHub Center, yeah. So my back is tortured, and it hurts so much. Because, when you put sunblock on, you can only get the parts you can reach. I can't reach my back.
So did they crown an world #1 champion at the event?
Yes. It's a three-peat this year, so that means...
Three-peat.
It's the same winner for the past 2 years, and then this year as well. So Rich Froning was #1 again.
Okay, where is he from?
He is from Cookeville, Tennessee.
Ah, Tennessee. Shout out to Tennessee. You have the world's best CrossFitter there.
Yes, it was fun.
Yeah, of course. I wish I could have gone with you.
It was a great time. But with that said, we're going to play a song for you guys right now, and then Eugene will go over some more Poppin' news. The song is by the legendary Beatles, of course, and the song is Yesterday. Once again, that was the Beatles with Yesterday. I mean, Eugene and I were also thinking, all the singers that actually redid this song, the only group I could think of were Boyz II Men.
Yeah, I think I heard In Vogue do it once. I don't know if they released that version, but it was on MTV.
Could you imagine what In Vogue would sound like singing this song? Because they're like...
They'd be like harmonizing, right?
Yeah, right? Like, yesterday, whoop, and doing all that.
Never gonna get it. Never. So do you know why we picked that song, though, yesterday?
Because I flew back to Korea yesterday.
Well, that is one reason. But, of course, remember the story about the dog that we were talking about earlier. And then this lyric had, suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be.
Oh my gosh.
You get it? You get it? Oh, look, the producer's laughing. Yes.
I get it, but it's so... I get it, but hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a low blow then, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Let's go into the next news. This is pretty cool, actually. This comes out of chron.com or cron.com. Comes from suburban Chicago. A man has been reunited with his high school ring, which was discovered after 65 years. So if you ever, maybe lost something that was really important to you and it came back, but this is something that's happening 65 years later, right?
That's
pretty amazing. So let me tell you how this happened. The man is now 82 years old, and his class ring is from 1949, J. Sterling Morton High School in Cicero, Wisconsin. Okay. Well, no, it's not in Wisconsin. It's in the suburbs of Chicago, like I said earlier. The man actually found it in Wisconsin. This is another man who was actually using his metal detector near a lake, and he found the ring. and he looked up where the school was, and it had initials in there, right? And so the school called him back and said, well, with those initials, there are two possible people that have it, right? And he called both of them, and one of them said, yes, I lost my ring 65 years ago. What happened?
Wow, 65 years.
Yeah, what had happened was, back then, when high school students were dating, they would exchange, like, the ring.
Yeah, the ring.
The
guy would give the girl the ring, girl gives her boyfriend the ring. Yeah.
So well, I don't know if the girl would give him the high school ring because hers would be like too small for him, you know.
Didn't they give? I don't know if it was I think it was in a movie, but she would give like a pin. Or
yeah,
a badge
something
or
like that.
Yeah.
Like I have her pin on my sweater, everything, and
like
he gave her
his
school ring, and she would usually take it off during biology class because they were like just dissecting the frogs and everything.
Yeah.
And then she accidentally left it on the shelf, and then she thinks that somehow it fell into the drain or something and went through the pipes, and then it went.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, so they just thought it was lost forever. But 65 years later, they find it outside in a lake in a different state. So you can see that the water basically took it there after all that time. And so he was able to find it. He said he was really happy, and it was one of the greatest things that's ever happened to him. And even though that's
really amazing, because 65 years later, this ring was found. Wow.
And then for the person that who had found it, he wanted to give him a reward, but he's like, you know what? I don't want a reward for this. I just want to give you the ring because it looks like it means a lot to both of you, because he actually ended up marrying the girl he gave it to, you know? So now it means more to them. Now that they're in their old age.
So when the guy returned the ring, the owner of the ring, was he like, my precious?
Yeah, I wonder about that. Yeah, and he puts it on and he turned invisible. He's like, his wife is maybe yelling at him, why don't you take the garbage out? And he like puts the ring on and he's like, oh, where'd you go?
And he vanishes. There's sorry for the little Lord of the Rings connection there, because, I'm more of a Lord of the Rings fan than Eugene is, of course.
Well, I like Lord of the Rings, and I like The Hobbit.
I thought you only liked The Hobbit. I thought you said the Lord of the Rings was actually a boring movie.
Well, it is.
The story's good.
Yeah.
Yes. It was not... Okay, the first one was kind of boring.
Yes, that's why I didn't watch the other two, because I watched
the other two were great.
one.
There was more action.
Right.
But, yeah. Well, great for bringing all those news stories in again.
Right.
But 65 years, wow. That's amazing.
So, is there anything in your past life that you have lost?
Well, I don't know about my past life.
Okay, earlier in your life.
I think about 3 or 4 years ago, I lost a wallet.
Okay.
Now, in Korea, when you lose a wallet, it's like losing hope. You don't really expect it to come back.
Right.
And I think it was like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
My cleaning, I guess what you call them in Korea, our ajuma, was cleaning my house.
And she found it?
She left it on my counter, and I'm like, one day I woke up, I'm like, what is this? This is my old wallet.
Oh,
so I called her. I was like, where did you find this? She goes, it was in your shoe shelf. So it had fell on the ground underneath the drawer thingy.
Was it
for 4 years?
Was there any money in it?
I was like manwon, 10,000 won. That's about
it's
it.
Free
but the
manwon.
fact that I had to cancel all my credit cards because I thought it was stolen.
Yes.
But my wallet was returned and everything. I was just like so happy.
Such a relief, yeah.
For me, that was amazing too. It's like 4 years. Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
To not be able to find something, and then it appears. But wow, a ring for 65
Actually,
years.
when my parents were moving out of their house, they cleaned out the room that I used to live in, and they found my old wallet from back when I was in middle school, and there was like $100 bill in there, because it's some present that my dad gave me, and then I lost it, and I was like,
middle school wallets.
Sweet.
It couldn't have been like
$300.
a real expensive wallet for your middle school.
No, it was like one of those Velcro ones, but there was some money in there, so I was like, sweet, that's mine.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, that's all the time that we have for today. We had some great news. This is the first time we had Poppin news in a while live with me, Eugene.
It's the first time we've ever done it, I think.
Yes, and since the last news was about a ring, we're going to play a song for you guys from Anita Ward.
Yes.
The song is called Ring My Bell.
Ring my bell.
That's the last song of the hour, but we'll be back tomorrow with the open studio. And today we do have open studio, so please come to TBS by 10:45 and get yourself seated. This is Brian Ju and
Eugene Huang.
signing off. Peace.